A considerable amount of time ago, in a galaxy at least 2 football fields away. Alright, that's enough of that. You guys know what we're up to today. We've got Jedi, Sith, droids, everything a Star Wars fan could need in a resource pack. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy, and without further ado, let's get started. So, whether you're a Star Wars fanatic or you've never picked up a single movie, everyone knows the most iconic weapon from the franchise, which is the glow stick. I mean the lightsaber. So, what better way to kick off the video than with Luke Skybro's very own lightsaber? I think we've all wondered what it's like to have a lightsaber before. Could you imagine this thing in modern combat? That would revolutionize the battlefield. You pull one of these things out and the enemy militia would surrender immediately. With my small amount of knowledge of Star Wars, I know one thing, and that's that you don't mess with a guy with a lightsaber. It's such an interesting concept, especially since at first glance it looks like a long, glowing ice pop. George Lucas was definitely in a different plane of reality when he made this. If I had a lightsaber, I'd probably accidentally skewer myself and rip half my organs out within the first 30 seconds. Stabbing people with light is my favorite part of Star Wars, hands down. I'm pretty satisfied with this model, so why not try it out in Minecraft? Well, there's nothing like a lightsaber to make you feel like a Jedi Knight. Look at that. Isn't it fabulous? I even give it a animated texture, so it flashes just like a real lightsaber would. I'm invincible, nothing stands a chance against me. Here, let me prove it. Yeah! Although it doesn't impale your enemies the same as the real one would, it's still a mighty fine option nevertheless. There's truly nothing like being able to execute your enemies Jedi style in Minecraft. Luke Skydude would be proud. Oh god, those are phantoms. You'll never catch me! I'm a Jedi! Guys, I don't think the Jedi way is working. Now that we have the most overpowered weapon in the galaxy, let's make the most iconic character from Star Wars, which is R2-D2. I don't know why, but this sparkly little trash can appears all across the galaxy. He's kind of like the Stan Lee cameo of Star Wars. So I think the perfect mob for the job is gonna be the Snow Golem. It's a kind of passive, just going with the flow kind of mob, so it's perfect for R2. We'll just squash his head down into his torso here. Wow, I never thought that sentence would come out of my mouth. I remember back when I would go trick-or-treating and those rich families would have a life-size R2-D2 walking around their house with candy in it. Real good times. Weird times. He's kind of like a really advanced Roomba. I wonder what goes on in that noggin of his. Anyways, I finished up the texturing and now we can see him in the game. He's so cute. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot they do leave a trail of snow everywhere. Any guess on what fluid is running out of the bottom of R2? Leave your guess in the comments, or please don't. I'd actually rather not. Yeah, pretty cool texture. His little head rotates too, which I find pretty cute. And the best part about R2 is that he will hold his ground against any mobs. Look at that. Get him, R2! His aim is phenomenal. Oh no! Okay, so R2 is a little bit weak, but he is very brave. We will think of your name with honor, R2. And these suspicious stains you have left all over my world. You know what's kind of funny is I don't think that snowballs actually do anything to mobs, so it's kind of in vain, but he doesn't need to know that. Now that we have a couple assets from the good guy side, we should move on to the bad guy side. And my favorite bad guy from the movies happens to be the battle droid. For this mob, I'll use the skeleton since they have the same kind of vibe. The hollow shell of a being that has very shallow thoughts and shoots anything that moves kind of vibe. I'll start out by giving him some robotic looking arms, and next we'll make that neck and head. They kind of have a Michael Jackson going on when it comes to their neck. They're like italicized. He kind of looks like some weirdly shaped giraffe. We'll just hollow out his torso to make him more robot-y, and then he'll be ready for the big screen. We also need to model a droid blaster, which will be disguised as the bow. Here we have the battle droid, looking as sick as ever. And check it out. He shoots little lasers. Pretty great. Spawn multiple. Can all start fighting each other, which is something I feel like the battle droids would end up doing if they accidentally shot each other in the movie. This is more cinematic than the entirety of the prequels. Wow, the new Star Wars movie looks great. In case you were wondering, this is what the bow looks like when you charge it up, and it shoots just how you'd expect. Nice little blaster noise there. Very happy with the design, really nice joints and everything. Really great addition to the skeleton mob. Let's move on to some Sith, and I want to start out with Count Dooku from the prequels. I found this character kind of funny. He really thought he was hot stuff, and then Anakin just yoink. Poor fella thought he was the main character. I'm gonna make him a Vindicator because he just kind of gives those vibes of a chill but stern kind of dude that'll slaughter you if you disagree with his opinion. We'll give him some old person hair as per usual. He also needs a nice gray beard. We'll add that great big frown on his face, and that looks pretty good for the head. Count Dooku was probably one of the most trivial Siths. I mean, like, he's got a curved lightsaber, so I guess that's pretty unique, which we'll actually get to in a minute here, but first I need to give him his cape and dress him up in his stylish attire that says I'm a physics teacher that tries to dress like a superhero. He looks like Algebra Man. Alright, now for his curved lightsaber. I'm still unsure of how this was an advantage. I guess it really wasn't, because he got his head lobbed off in the second time he used it. He's just not like other girls, I guess. Here is Count Dooku in the flesh. I wish you could decapitate him in Minecraft. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And this fella is not to be messed with. Yeah. What's that he say? Twice the pride, twice the fall or something? I don't know. He was a fruity fellow. I think I captured his old personness well enough in his texture. He's got his curved lightsaber, which is suspiciously curved. Let's see what R2 thinks of him. Come on, R2. I know you can do it. Get him, R2. Get him. Come on, you can do it. Oh, no. Oh, he did not even stand a chance. Just watch your head this time around, alright? Time to murder him. Oh, great. He drops an emerald. Here we have Count Dooku's weirdly curved lightsaber. Pretty elegant weapon, but the coolest thing about it is that it can also double as a handy tree chopper. Yeah, pretty ergonomic, right? It's time to balance out the Force and add a Jedi to the mix. My favorite Jedi is Mace Windu, aka Samuel L. Jackson. One word for this character: iconic. The clothes, the purple lightsaber, the bald head. Only Mace could pull off this look. Similar to Count Dooku, he had a pretty pathetic death at the hands of Anakin Skybro. I don't know why people like Anakin so much. All he seems to do is murder people when he shouldn't. Anyone teach him basic etiquette? Like, don't chop your friend's hand off to save an evil lizard? Anyways, I'm turning Mace into a zombie pigman because the pigman is that one mob that's like morally complicated, which is kind of like what Mace Windu's character feels like. Like, he does some questionable things and the zombie pigmen are kind of like questionable, so it's a matching pair. It shouldn't be too tough, just some basic cloth modeling, and boy does Mace Windu dress like a priest. His clothes look extremely itchy. I'm pretty satisfied with the texture, so let's check him out. After we model his iconic lightsaber, of course. But wow, the only character with a purple lightsaber. You know, purple is like red and blue mixed together, so he's sort of like bad, right? I don't know. Or it's just because Samuel Jackson asked for a purple lightsaber and George Lucas didn't have enough chins to say no. Here we have Mace Windu and his beautiful purple lightsaber. He's too powerful to be left alive. Oh, come on, Mace. Come on. What'd you got? And he drops rotten flesh and gold nuggets, which I think is accurate to the movies, right? So if you go to the Nether, there we go. Mace Windu in his natural habitat. Oh my goodness, this is quite the sight. The negotiations were short. Alright, with a couple of good and bad guys out of the way, let's make the character known for their bad aim. If you're already thinking of the Stormtrooper, you're right. The absolute fodder of the dark side. The Stormtrooper has been dying since before you and me were born. These guys were literally invented to be slaughtered. Could you imagine how much plastic the dark side goes through? I mean, the suits are very clearly made of plastic. That's probably why they die at, like, the sight of a Jedi, right? Anyways, I'm pretty hyped for this model because it's just such a staple of the Star Wars universe. I'm using the Pillager model, which feels fitting for the Stormtrooper. They come in mass, shoot at random, and are persistent, as can be. What more is there to a Stormtrooper? Perfect, he looks just as disposable as in the movies. Alright, so here we have the Stormtrooper. Oh goodness, this is probably my favorite one yet. He's gorgeous. They got their blasters ready, and their aim is just as bad as in the movies. It's perfect. Terrible aim. They chase you around. It's truly Stormtrooper in Minecraft. They've shot probably like 5 bullets apiece into each other. Here's what the blaster looks like. The scope actually lines up with your crosshair, so that is pretty nifty, isn't it? It's almost practical, except when you start running, this happens. Woo, 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 woo. It looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mess with pillagers after this. If you use commands, you can give yourself a Quick Charge 5 blaster, and it's fully automatic. I can truly feel like a lousy Stormtrooper now. Now, since we have a ton of these Stormtroopers around, we're gonna need their commander, and that commander is Emperor Palpatine. the guy who looks like a piece of gum that's been stuck to the underside of a desk since 2007. This guy loves to die every like 3 minutes. Like, when I watch the movies, I definitely notice he's got a thing for death. I swear it's just like, oh, kill me, you need to kill me. Like, bro, if you like death so much, why don't you marry her? That's what Star Wars feels like to me. A group of really wise dude bros who can't kill a guy who is begging for sweet death. How can you even be an emperor dead? Why does he want to die so bad? It's illogical. Although I would probably be illogical in begging for death too if I'd been alive since cavemen invented fire. Like, dang, he might even be old enough to run for the US presidency. Also, he's super goth. This entire time, my pixel art brain has been in agony, because all it can model is a black gown. I mean, at least, like, Voldemort was an alternative form of goth. Like, bro had style in his strut. This dude just said, get me a black blanket and I'll be fine. Here we have the ripe old Emperor Palpatine. I captured the ugly pretty well. He is just a ray of sunshine, isn't he? If he sees you, he'll cast some, I don't know, what do you call it, Sith magic or something? He'll summon a bunch of pufferfish Johns from last video, or a couple videos ago. Oh, why are you running? Don't you want to be killed? Oh, kill me. Aw. So I know you all have been waiting for this character. This guy is the pivot point of the entire franchise, and that is Mr. Black Plastic Cyborg, otherwise known as Darth Vader. Vader was the focus of the original 3 movies, then the second set of movies, and sort of the third set, so he's a little important to the framework, I think. I'm modeling him as a wither skeleton since they are super tall and scary and husks of human beings. Pretty decent fit for Vader. So I'll start with a fully black model, and bear with me, this will turn out great. I'll first focus on his helmet, which is honestly pretty dorky. Next, let's move on to the body. So the reason I covered him in black is so that I can cut out the center and essentially make a cape for him. It actually worked out better than I'd hoped. Now we gotta make his torso look like an iPhone 13. You know, someone should have just started mashing all the buttons on Darth Vader's chest. Like, I bet if you hit all the buttons at once, it would take a screenshot. You could probably factory reset him if you held down the red button for 10 seconds. Now, this is honestly the coolest thing I've modeled yet, so let's get a taste in the game. Here we have it, the coolest thing I've ever modeled. This is absolutely epic. Like, I would hate to come across this in the nether now. He actually makes a bunch of clinking noises like he's has no legs and is missing an arm, you know? It's kind of cool. You know what it's kind of like? The wither effect is kind of like a force choke. It's almost like he's force choking you. That is not something you want to see chasing you. And he drops a bone and coal, which, I mean, considering how charred Anakin is, it's pretty accurate if you were to kill Darth Vader. So now that we've made it to the end, I want to leave you guys with something huge. So our last model of the day is going to start with the Ender Dragon. It just now occurs to me that the Ender Dragon is kind of looking like a dog in its default state. That's pretty epic. But we won't be needing any of this model, so yoink! Okay, so first we'll be starting with a sort of ball dumpling type shape. Kinda looks like a crescent roll. Now we'll need some big wings for the side. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, this thing is called a TIE Fighter, and it makes this really weird screeching noise when it flies. I thought it was someone screaming the first time I heard it. So I guess all that's left is to texture this up. That's perfect. Could you imagine sitting in one of these things? Talk about claustrophobia. I bet it feels like you're sitting in a washing machine. That looks pretty good. And... oh my goodness. Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. Look at it go. That is quite the sight to see in Minecraft. That's really fantastic. I'm really happy with how this turned out here. It's a far cry from the Ender Dragon, but it'll do. Very majestic death, just a little TIE fighter. Well, that was fun. Thanks for watching today's video. It was a lot of fun to explore the different reaches of the Star Wars franchise. Thanks to those who recommended this edition. It was a pretty awesome idea. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll give it a whirl if enough people want it. I'll leave the updated version of the resource pack down in the description below. Also, read my pinned comment if you want to help out with the production of one of the future videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and with that, I'll see you all in the next one.